Here we present a brief overview of the Vicorder system from Skidmore Medical Limited. Start the Vicorder software by clicking on the desktop icon. The package will launch and test the opening and closing of the valves. You will hear small clicks from the unit as the valves open and close. The first screen that you are presented with will be the administration screen. This screen is divided into three distinct panels. In the left panel, you can access the patient database and input details about your patients and hospital or clinic. The central panel shows a list of exams for the selected patient, a thumbnail image for the most current exam, and buttons for exporting the exam as a PDF or an email. The right panel has two pages accessed by the tabs at the top. One page is a set of editable protocols and the other has a selection of quick launch exams. The quick launch exams available are Doppler ultrasound, pulse volume recording or PVR, photoplethysmography or PPG, pressures in Doppler PPG or PPGI modes, pulse wave velocity, pulse wave analysis, ankle brachial index or ABI, venous outflow, and venous reflux. Protocols may be launched by double-clicking on the selected item from the protocol list in the right-hand panel. Each protocol can be automated and has editable data acquisition sites that may be launched with a single click. Clicking Save and Close returns to the admin screen. To view information about the selected patient, click on the Patient Details button. The Basic Patient Information dialog will launch. To view the patient history, extend the box using the blue arrow button. To view the patient's symptoms, click on the Symptoms button at top left. Click Save and Exit to save any changes and return to the administration screen. Before moving on to the available protocols, we will take a look at the Global Settings feature. Global Settings can be found under the Settings drop-down menu at the top of the page. The Exam Settings dialog is separated into several sections under tabbed headings. Under the General tab, General Settings allows settings from one site in a protocol to be applied to all others in that protocol. Auto Top-Up allows the automatic top-up function to be enabled or disabled. Under the Reports tab, the Patient History checkbox allows the patient history page to be attached to a printed report when printing directly before it has been converted to a PDF. In the PDF Reports section, the PDF path and file identification parameters can be specified. Under the Pressures tab, in the General section, a global target pressure can be set and PPG DC gain enabled. In Bleed Back, the auto bleed can be enabled and hold time set. In bleed rates, the large cuff and digit cuff bleed rates can be altered. Under the ABI/TBI tab, you can choose between saving the full data set or just the displayed pressure data and specify a file path for the saved data. Under the PVR tab, you can unlink the PVR gain controls by checking the box and specify a global PVR gain. Under the Venous tab, in Calculations, you can vary the venous outflow calculation algorithm time and also vary the occlude cuff pressure. Under the Save Options tab, you will find the options for saving PWV or PWA data to either a CSV file or to the database or to both. You can also include raw wave data within the CSV file by checking the box. We will now look in more detail at the panel that contains the supplied protocols. At the bottom of this panel are some text boxes where details such as the examiner and reviewer may be specified. The next box up contains the various protocols that have been supplied with the package. If any of these protocols are regularly used, they can be dragged and dropped into the top panel, the Favorites panel, for easy access. Once we have selected and launched one of the standard protocols, it may be edited in order to generate a user-defined protocol. Custom protocols can be derived from standard protocols by clicking on the Edit button at the top left-hand corner of the screen. An option to edit the exam will appear in the drop-down menu. A dialog will open enabling you to customize the exam. You can move sites up and down or automate the protocol by checking the box. A custom image may be selected by specifying its path. By clicking on Add as New Protocol, your newly edited protocol will appear in the User-Defined Protocols box. The new protocol can be launched by clicking on it in the same way as the other protocols. We will begin our tour of the fixed protocols by launching the ABI/TBI protocol. The layouts of the protocol pages are fairly similar to each other and divided into wave sites and pressure sites. In the ABI protocol, the wave sites are unavailable. As you move the cursor over the various sites, you will find that the 3D man image updates showing the positioning of the cuffs. The red channel corresponding to the right hand side of the patient is generally on the left hand side of the screen, and the blue channel corresponding to the left hand side of the patient is generally on the right hand side. Clicking on a site launches the data acquisition window for that site. The ABI protocol launches in bilateral mode, where the left and right channels are displayed simultaneously. Many Acquire windows have a multi-channel button, which can be used to switch from dual channel to single channel display. The next protocol available on the list is a carotid study. This is a fully automated protocol in which one site follows another in a predetermined sequence. There is a generic protocol with a selection of wave sites that can be customized by the user, a protocol for lower arterial PPG pressures that's fairly similar in style to the ABI/TBI protocol, a lower arterial stress test. This has a stopwatch facility. The pressures are displayed graphically and wave sites become available post-exercise. Pressures may be reviewed by right-clicking on the selected pressure site and following the drop-down menus. This review process can be used in all protocol pressure sites. The next two protocols are lower arterial Doppler and lower arterial PVR. These consist of a set of wave and pressure sites, and both these protocols have the ability to export pressures directly into a stress test by means of the button on the top menu bar. Next is a lower digits protocol with wave sites for the toes and pressure sites for the brachials and the toes. In the PWV protocol, the sites are slightly different in that they are paired as proximal and distal sites, the proximal being red and the distal being blue. The Acquire window is launched by clicking on the proximal site, and the Data dialog box can be opened by clicking on the Data button. There is also a PWV protocol that has the facility to take ABIs. There's an upper arterial Doppler protocol that's similar to the lower arterial version. Similarly, upper arterial PVR and upper digits. Finally, there are two venous protocols, venous outflow and venous reflux. Note that in the venous outflow protocol, the red channel is used for the collect cuff and the blue channel for the occlude cuff. For further inquiries or to find your nearest distributor, contact Skidmore Medical Limited.